Hello, let's do Wordle for Saturday, November 1st. And the wheel yesterday picked that we will start with Xylil, which actually is quite a good start. Let me explain why after we lock in. Aha, okay. Actually, that's pretty nice. So we learned that there's no X. Always good to know if there's an X or not. We also learned that not only is there not one Y, but there's also not two Ys. Very important to know. And we learned that there is an L at the end, and it is the only L. All right, so that's why Xylil is such a strong start. Okay, common letters left. There aren't that many, just all of them. So STRN. I mean, we don't need L. A's and E's, probably an E if I can. So we're going to end an L. Ending an L is not all that easy, especially since it's not double L. So I think we're going to have to do a consonant, vowel, L. Feels like the thing to do. Oh, or we could do something like stool, but I don't really want to do a repeated O right now. Who would repeat a letter in such an early guess? That's just silly. What else ends in L, though? I could do steel, of course. The Saleh anagram that I always talk about. Steel. All right. Well, let's do steel then. Okay. So there's a T and an E. It's kind of like we're starting with steel and only get 5 guesses. Kind of like that. TE, or I don't know. What are we doing here? Is it like a TEL word? Hotel. So there's hotel and motel. So given the fact that there is both hotel and motel, it makes me think I should guess one of those. So I'm going to go for a hotel first because it's nicer. All right. Well, apparently we're in the motel today. Okay. Motel and 4. Not bad. Cool. And it was consonant, vowel, L. I was right about that, too. I wonder how lucky I got. It felt somewhat limited, to be honest. All right, let's spin the wheel and see what we're starting with tomorrow. So, all right, Gavin Sharp suggested psych. Not bad, not bad. Having that Y not at the end is interesting, always. So tomorrow, if you would like to follow along, you just got to start with psych. All right, let's check with the bot and see how we did. So the answer was motel, and we started with the very strong start of Xylil. All right, no losses today. It suggests renal, or venal, or regal, or tonal. No steel? That's actually kind of surprising. Right, I went steel, which I still think was strong. So steel was 3.140, basically pi. These were 3.0 down to 3.109. So it is significantly worse, given how close those are. All right, and we're down to Betel, hotel, intel, motel, and towel. And just as like I said, it says pick one of the hotel or motels, because that they get each other, plus they'll tell you about other things. So my guess was right there. I hope the answer is never Betel, because I'm never going to remember that that's a word. Intel is fun. Towel is fun, too. Oh, how did I not think of towel? You always need your towel. Okay. So I went motel, and then, of course, it was only... Sorry, I went hotel, and the only answer was motel after that. Okay. The word's almost certainly motel. Who knew? Who knew? Oh, wait, the answer's motel? Oh, the answer's motel? Okay. All right, let's do it solve. It would do renal. Don't get as much from that, but it still just goes straight to hotel and motel. So same solve, because it's just strong because they get each other. Hotel's slightly better because that H must be involved in other things like hovel. Okay. Let's look at some less strong starts like tails. Interesting that the Saleh anagram, if you start with it, just goes straight to hotel, motel, or the other way around. So could get it in 2 from that. Steel is, I wonder what steel is going to be. Interesting. Still gets it in 2 or 3. Okay, so adieu doesn't get a whole lot of help. Gets that E for, okay, so now it's really concerned about ER words, so it's going to go novel. And then it's, oh, phew, it's not an ER word. And in fact, we're down to 6 words here, and it says do motel. So it gets it in 3. Amazing. All right, audio is going to be similarly concerned. It's going to go clone, and then from clone, it's suddenly not concerned, but clone would have lost on gopher, joker, sour, sour, Molly, and lolly. That ollie trap. It's going to go vowel now, and then it's going to go motel. Interesting. Motel being a little bit better than hotel in this case. So it really depends on what's left. Motel gets you moral as well. Is moral kind of mushroom? I think. Trace, does trace get into? I'm starting to think trace doesn't get into as often as we think. Sleet, and then hotel, motel, or the other way around. And then finally, place is what the hard mode official bot starts with. And it goes right for a motel and gets it in 2. Let's see if the official bot does the same thing. Quite lucky, though. How many words were left? 91 words left, and motel just happens to be the best one. That's very interesting. All right. Well, let's pull up the official bot now. All righty. Analysis of today's Wordle. 95 skill. I liked my game. 73 luck. Apparently I got lucky. Let's see. Xylo. Bold choice. We were trying to get this to 0.2%. But I guess we need more people following along with our starts, even when especially when they're the bad ones. So there can be a weird spike of that word if people look at it. All right. So, oh yeah. So guessing hotel actually bumped up my skill score. It was skillful to guess hotel over motel because that allowed me to get another 99 skill score when I got the answer. It was okay with steal. It also doesn't really like it. It likes renal better. All right. It does get it in 2, so it's the same solve as this other bot. Wow, 0.3% of people starting motel. There's some very lucky people out there. Less than 1.1% for Xylo. Okay. It's only 92,000 hard mode Wordles. It can't be that hard for my viewers to bump up the stats a bit, right? Let's see, 0.1% is 92, 93 people. All right. You have to do it early, though, too, before I do it, which is also adds a little difficulty there. Turn 6. Greater than 99% of people getting motel. Not too hard of a word. All right, cool. Well, let me know how you did. And if you would like to watch your times games, click at the end of the video. It'll take you right there. I also have a pinned comment with all of the games I made today. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.